The 6th Michigan Regional Glass Exhibit is set to take place on Sunday, May 3rd at the Janice Charach Gallery, bringing together talented glass artists from across the state, showcasing the creativity and innovation within this very unique medium. The show features a wide range of glasswork, including sculptural pieces, functional art, and experimental designs. Here to tell us more and to give us a preview of this year's showcase is the manager and curator of the Regional Glass Exhibit, Wyatt Thiry. Wyatt, thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Of course, this is such a fun event. Looking forward to in West Bloomfield. Love seeing all this great art come this way to the community. What inspired the creation of the Michigan Regional Glass Exhibit, and how has it grown over the years?
So it's been going on for a long time. From my understanding and from being in the studio of its founder, Albert Young, and its regular curator, it's really about bringing people who use this material together in their various stages of working with it. So we have people who've been working with glass for decades, people who are undergraduates at universities, people who do it as a hobby. And that's a really unique perspective from a curatorial standpoint. You know, a lot of shows focus on a very specific, very limited scope of work. And so it's really nice to see sort of this medium in all of its walks, you know, on display at once. It's a really powerful thing. And we're excited to see it change.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. It's a very fascinating form of art. I mean, you really see a lot of expression, a lot of creativity when it comes to glass art and glasswork like this. What makes glass such a unique and compelling medium for artists to work with?
That's a good question. I think it remains to be seen. I mean, glass probably has the shortest lifespan so far in America as like a studio art material. The studio glass movement didn't really start until the 70s or the 80s. And so we're really starting to see it come into its own. And exhibitions like this help us answer that question of, okay, what does it mean to work with this material in our specific context? Like, it's had its history in Rome and in the Czech Republic and all over the world. And now it's, you know, it's time for us to write our history of like what it means to work with this material. So that's why working at an exhibition like this is so exciting, because I get to see that history develop firsthand.
Yeah, I mean, so many great artists and so many great forms of glasswork that are all going to be on display at this event. What can visitors expect to see at this year's exhibit that maybe sets it apart from the previous years it's taken place?
Sure, I think we have some really great student work from Ohio specifically. Like, there's people that have submitted from all over across the country. I'm really excited to see work from Maura Santiago, who's from Ohio State, Lillian Hoffman from Bowling Green. There's some great work from Detroit too. Andrew Wu, some musician artist. I'm always really excited to see his work. I think we're starting to see the beginning of glass move outside of the aesthetic only realm, which is really exciting. We're looking beyond sort of the classic qualifiers of what makes glass art. And we're starting to see people really push, you know, into what this material can be on its own.
For those just joining us on the Splash Live, I'm talking with Wyatt Thiry, the manager and curator of the 6th Michigan Regional Glass Exhibit, which is set to take place on Sunday, May 3rd at the Janice Charach Gallery in West Bloomfield. Now, Wyatt, are there any standout or particularly innovative pieces that you're really excited for the public to experience with this showcase?
Sure. There's a work I said by Maura Santiago called Accidental Overflow, I believe, where it's very specific assemblage of objects of both found and like cast concrete and paint. Lillian Hausman's work has to do with like cameras and, you know, how glass exists in a surveillance state. And I really think those things are what sets work at this exhibition apart. Because it's not simply recreation of classical design, of Venetian design. There is that work here too, which is great. It's good to include everything. But we're really seeing people start to expand on those ideas and explore like what glass as a material means in our current state, in our current time.
I'd imagine so. And I'm curious, how does this exhibit help to support and elevate Michigan-based artists that are being showcased with this exhibit?
Sure. I mean, everybody knows it's not easy to be an artist. That's like the classic thing. And so opportunities to come together and see work together and talk, um, maybe support each other financially, but it's the majority of it is the coming together and the sharing of ideas. It's like a tale as old as time. And that's what's really important about events like this, especially it being biannual. It gives people something to work towards. I have this idea. I'm going to spend the next 2 years to really develop this thing and have something really exciting to share with the other artists that I respect, and to see people who work at a level completely beyond me, people who work where I used to work. You really get to see people from all walks of the material.
You're absolutely right. And like you said, with this being every 2 years, I would imagine that really motivates people to make sure that what they have to showcase truly is exceptional and amazing for the community to see. Wyatt, last question before we let you go. How do you see the role of public art exhibits like this one shaping the cultural identity of a community?
Ooh, that's a good one. I think, it's a sampling of what we perceive as art and what we consider art. And that is really a gift. Like, even if you go to this exhibition and you see things that you like, that's great. But it's also great to see things that you don't like, and to see things that push you outside of what makes you comfortable and what you expect to see in art. And that's how we really move things forward, not in a uncomfortable way, as in like, I don't want to look at this thing and like get me out of here. But it's this, it's a place to create that dialogue, a place to explore things that we never would have been exposed to before, and a place that's safe and comfortable and like inviting for everybody, which is really exciting.